Today's reading is provided by author Melissa Lummis and comes from her pending release, Nirvana, the last in her New Age Suspense Paranormal Romance Light and Love series, and it's available December 21st.
Christian turned to head back into the woods when a solitary figure emerged from the shrine. He knew who it was immediately by her silhouette and her scent, Fiamet, his one true friend at the ashram. Catching sight of him, she raised a hand and waved back before he walked slowly towards her. "What's wrong?" she asked with an exasperated edge. She was a woman of very few words and had a heck of a knack for getting right to the point. The usual," Christian said. She'd heard it all before, so there was no point in elaborating. She was the only one he'd really talked to about any of this. "So you're running away from things again." She raised an eyebrow to emphasize the last word. Christian scowled. "I'm not running away." She stopped in front of him and gestured down the trail. They walked side by side towards the welcome center for a few silent minutes, the snow falling faster, piling higher around their feet. Dragging their boots through the fresh drifts, they broke the virgin expanse of white. "It seems to me that every morning, just after sunrise, I find you wandering around the woods. And I'm fairly certain it has something to do with it being bedtime for vampires." Christian glared at his feet, refusing to give her the satisfaction of a response. "Oh, come on." She nudged him with a mittened hand. "It's time to cowboy up, face it. Be a man, or a vampire, whatever you prefer. Have a family powwow. Do what needs to be done to make peace with Wolf. These people are your family now, whether you like it or not, and—" "Wolf doesn't like it." Fiamet rolled her eyes and kicked at the snow. "So, he'll get over it. He doesn't have much choice, does he?" "We could make an attempt at breaking the bond," Christian said. But saying the words made his stomach roll, even if it might be best for everyone. Well, not that anyone else was willing to entertain the possibility. He kept lobbing the idea at them, and they kept watching it sail through the air and fall flat. Fiamet's laugh startled him. "Christian, that is not an option. Didn't they tell you what they went through? What we tried to do?" She grabbed his arm and swung him around to face her, forcing him to stop. He contemplated not letting her. He was stronger than her by 1,000-fold, but what was the point? "This isn't a normal bond you've got yourself tangled up in. I think what they call this is a light bond, the kind of thing only a light walker like Lodi can create. You are bound in a way that none of us understand, on some energetic level, like the essence of existence type thing. Not even Lodi fully grasps what she's done. But what we do know is it can't be broken, at least not by any means we're aware of, without driving people crazy, or maybe even dying. This is a forever type thing." She had said all this to him before, but they were just words. He couldn't get his head wrapped around an idea like metaphysical building blocks of the universe type thing. Who could? Maybe because he loved them so much, and he had never thought that was possible. And when you love this much, it can't be real, right? Because he wasn't remotely worthy of even one of them, much less all of them. He who had betrayed them and almost taken Lodi's life. No, that was too convenient, too easy. He got unconditional love, and okay, a lot of grief from Wolf, but still. Christian gently pushed Fia out of the way and stalked down the path. "Hey, you're the one who insisted I was the only one who could save her. With my blood, not Wolf's, and Wolf was more than willing to give his life to save her. And the fact was it had worked. The unfortunate result was they were all now bound to him, Christian, the killer, the murderer, the betrayer." He rubbed the back of his neck with a shaky hand. Fiamet jogged to catch up with him. "Look, you moody bastard." He jerked his hand to his side and glared at her. "There wasn't any other way. I'm telling you." He spun around and grabbed her shoulders. "How do you know? How do you know? You were so insistent we were all afraid to try it any other way. How do you know it wouldn't work? They could have all been happy." "I don't know, Christian. I just knew." Fiamet gave him an irritated stare, and Christian regretted his words and actions immediately. "By the way, ease up on your grip, Christian. You're hurting me," she grumbled. Damn, what was wrong with him? He knew better than to give in to impulses. But he had been on edge for months. He'd become a powder keg, ready to explode, and if he wasn't careful, someone was going to get hurt, like Lodi this morning. Loosening his hands, he said, "I'm so sorry, Fia. I know better." To his surprise, she grabbed his hand and squeezed. "Hey, it's okay. It's me you're talking to here. I know better than anyone what it's like to hate yourself for your mistakes. But look at it this way. A miracle came out of something bad." She hurried on before he could argue with her. It's like that experimental treatment for cancer. Did you read about it, where they somehow modified the AIDS virus, they injected into this little girl dying of leukemia, and the virus attacked the cancer cells. It saved her. The worst things can sometimes have purpose, Larger snowflakes were falling now, clinging to her shaggy chestnut hair and filling the air around him. It cut them off from the rest of the world, and Christian inhaled the wintry scent of pine and snow. It was clean, sharp, clear, and laced with Fia. Her dark brown eyes were filled with something that Christian didn't understand, and it mesmerized him. What was her story? I'm the virus, right? Christian said. I'm the worst thing, but what purpose do I serve? Fiamet smacked him, but then clasped both her hands in front of her. You're not a virus, you idiot. That's not what I meant. I was talking about Midori and all the hellfire he rained down on you and everyone else. It had a purpose. He had a purpose. To bring you all together. It's a miracle, and it's amazing, and She took a breath, her voice trailing off, and then dropped his hand, stuffing hers in her coat pockets as she scuffed her boot through the snow. This is your family. Yeah, it's got its problems, but what family doesn't? You and Wolf are mad at each other? So what? Family gets mad, and they work through it. No, it's not the one true love, romance, novel kind of happy ending, but who the hell cares? It's your happy kind of ending, and that's all that matters. It's your family, and it's unique, and it's beautiful. And did I say it's yours? Take it from me. Don't take it for granted. Let them in. Don't fuck it up.